Today I want to share with you how I made a tool that helps me collect information for specific companies. In this case, it was about ASX companies. It started with kind of a big problem. So I wanted to get data like LinkedIn links, website, number of workers, employees, Twitter accounts for many ASX companies. And doing this by hand would have taken a long time and was very hard. But I wanted to build an automation that fills a big database with all this important information. So what I want to show you in this video was or is the process, because it wasn't easy to find the right tools to use. While I usually rely on APIs like API when it comes to Twitter, this wasn't possible. Not even for LinkedIn, so I had to come up with other solutions. So I want to show you what I did to build this system and a kind of semi-automatic way that I hacked the process of finding Twitter accounts. So by the end of this video, you'll know how to set up a similar project for your own systems, for building your own things, even when regular APIs don't work. So whether you love data, whether you're a developer, or whether you're running a business, it will make the process of collecting data faster. So here I have the database with the company's information. So there are two columns because some of these have LTD and some have limited. So I just wanted to double check and ensure that I have limited in most cases, because that seemed to be where the information was found. And when it comes to the actual automation, what I did was the following. So let me just move this here. So first I start with Airtable and I search for specific records. Over here in the left-hand side corner or column, I have a status called either done or to do. So this automation is looking in the table and figuring out which is the next record to pull. And that is the one which has the symbol or the status to do. Once that does that, it grabs the information from our table and says the company variable to be company name. So company name, which is the full limited variable. This is where we start doing a few custom API calls. So here I'm using the service through RapidAPI, which is called linked social profiles. So the premise with this is that you can scrape data from LinkedIn, or scraping data from LinkedIn is a challenge. The simple API aims to solve this problem by extracting LinkedIn profiles and company data, backed by browsers and proxies. So you can scrape company profiles, you can scrape personal profiles, you can scrape public posts. Personally, I tried the company profile and I tried the personal profile. I'll show you how to do that in a second. What I found is that company profiles generally work well. Personal profiles, not so much. The API also has two different endpoints. So you can extract information or you can also search for information. And what this allows you to do is the following. So first we have the search endpoint, which allows you to search for a person or even a company. You have the information on how to run this specific API. And then there is the extract endpoint, which takes as a parameter the URL. And you can also output the raw HTML of that specific profile. So in this case, it will grab the HTML from this LinkedIn profile. The good thing about this is that you don't need to sign into LinkedIn, or you don't need to provide any session cookies. So you are protecting your account. So this is the profile itself. There's the basic version, there's the pro version at $25 per month, Ultra, and Mega. So as I said, the search and extract seem to be working well when it comes to company profiles. And the way I set this up is that I'm searching for a company, then I'm extracting the company information. So for example, I'm searching for a specific company. So I'm just including the query URL based on the search endpoint. So this is the company. I'm then extracting the data from this company. And as you can see, you get the specific information. So you get the data here, which includes the URL of the company description, the number of employees, the logo of the company in the form of a URL, the website, and then for some reason there's a bunch of data that is repetitive here. There's also the raw information, the HTML for the company's profile. So you can also do something with that if you want to. Then what I'm doing, if it works well, so I have a bunch of error handlers here. If this works well, essentially I'm saving that to my Airtable record. So I'm saving the company LinkedIn, the website, number of employees, description, and so on and so forth. Company logo here. Then I wanted to get the LinkedIn employees. So I was trying to use different scrapers from RapidAPI. I was also trying to use different vectors from apify.com. So I was trying to use this LinkedIn employee scraper and a bunch of other ones, but it just wasn't working. So at the end of the day, I ended up abandoning the idea for this LinkedIn employee scraper. What I needed to do then was scrape the Twitter of the company based on that specific keyword. So over here, I was using the same company name and I was trying to find the Twitter of the company. The issue was that any scraper I tried, including the tweet scraper here, X Twitter, Twitter Explorer, Twitter profile search scraper, none of them were generating the right Twitter profile because most of them literally wanted to have the URL of the company's Twitter in order to scrape information, which was kind of step 2, whereas I needed step 1, which was the Twitter URL. So I ended up building something that ran a Google search for that company. Then it pattern matched the title of the top 10 search results. So it grabbed the top 10 SEO titles. It grabbed the top 10 meta descriptions for each of those companies. And it grabbed the top 10 URLs for those pages that are listed on Google. I joined everything together, and in a ChatGPT window, I had this prompt. So the system prompt is you find x.com, formerly twitter.com profiles for ASX companies based on a Google search result. Then I passed along the information, so SEO title, meta description URL for each company. And I said, return your answer in JSON. Essentially, I want you to find the most likely x.com, formerly Twitter URL for this specific company. So I'm just passing the company name. And then I'm passing along the information from Google. Here are the Google search results. So there's the SEO title, the meta description, and then the URL for the specific company. So in a way, I'm recreating the Google search results with just the SEO title, the meta description, and the company URL. And I'm doing that for all 10 results. And then if it finds the Twitter ID, it returns the company name, the status, which is found, which allows me to then filter the next steps, and then the Twitter handle, which is then saved into Airtable. So this is if the result is found, if the status result is found. If not, then I returned NA in my Airtable database, which is why in some cases you see the NA right here. And then I change the status to done. So essentially this is how I built, or I used kind of a combination of scrapers from RapidAPI, which is this LinkedIn scraper I showed you. And I built this Twitter handle kind of scraper, which analyzes the top 10 Google search results in order to populate this database. So my question to you is, number 1, if you have any better way of doing this, I would love to know more about it in the comments below. And 2, if you see a way to potentially improve this or use it for your own specific use case, again, I'd love to share or get your thoughts on this whole thing. In the meantime, I hope you found this video useful. Check out the link in the description for more information about how I can help you with AI and automation in your business. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. I'll speak to you soon.